Cutting Edge. We zitten hier momenteel in Brussel in een heel mooi pittoresk hotelletje met Marlon Roulette, do I pronounce that right? Van de magnifieke band Mattafix. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
You got in late today, how come?
Yeah, well, we arrived extremely late from Russia, and unfortunately I missed my Eurostar train, and we had to cancel the first half of the interviews, but we're back now.
En wij hebben ze. It's been 2 years since Signs of a Struggle came out. How has life been for you?
Lots of things have happened, I think. We've obviously toured the world. We've done over 30 countries now, and that definitely leaves a mark on you as a musician and as a person. And I think that that shows in this new record.
The record is still very Mattafix sounding, but it's less urban and more global. Is that something you deliberately work towards?
Not really. I think that this record has just been a natural progression of what we're usually capable of, and I think that you can't sit down and say, okay, well, these are the key things that I want to achieve. It just works its way through your psyche, and you get to it through that way.
You also work with a whole lot of guest musicians on this one. Could you tell the people of Cutting Edge a little bit about what you've got on this new record as guests?
It's a massive list of people. We've got Jason Cox, a fantastic engineer who's worked with Blur and Gorillaz over the years. Biets, who did the Arctic Monkeys record. Amanda Ghost, who's written for Shakira and Beyonce. Rollo from Faithless and Dido. We've got Zola, who's a massive star out in South Africa. We've got just a huge array of musicians that have helped us to achieve the Mattafix vision, and we're incredibly proud.
South Africa, you also have South African Zulu singers. They come out very well in the song Living. Did you go all the way to South Africa to record those vocals?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we travelled to Johannesburg. We were in the studio in the centre of town, and we captured the vibe that we wanted to. We went and played a show the summer before, and it was a fantastic, atmosphere, and I knew that we were going to return.
And in London you found a flute boxer, a London flute, but could you explain what that is?
Yeah, the flute box is where you play the flute and beatbox at the same time, and the other half of Mattafix, found this guy, and he's played on 1 or 2 of the tracks, and really adds a different flavour to the record.
There's also a lot of messages. You went all the way to Chad, to a refugee camp, to shoot the song Living.
Yeah. Well, it's music with a message, and we wanted the song to be part of something bigger, part of something that was close to the meaning of the song, which was written about the African struggle. We were fortunate enough to be given the logistical support to travel there and film this thing, and I think that it looks amazing visually. It's stunning. It's a piece of art on its own, and it's geared towards raising awareness about the conflict there. It's the largest concentration of suffering. It's a huge atrocity and really a scar on the 21st century. And we need to sort of mobilise our political figures into speaking out about it. I think facts and figures only make an impact to a certain extent. It's when you hear a song and see a visual and feel the strength of the movement and the people that are behind it, that you really stop and take note of the fact that the UN estimates there's over 200,000 people have died, and there's 2.5 million displaced, and these are figures that you don't really appreciate until you kind of see it for yourself, and people need to, and people need to get behind that thought and get into it.
What can people do, except because you put all your time in it, you write songs about it and you go sing them worldwide, but what can your everyday man, what can he do?
Well, the first thing you can do is go to the website livingdarfur.com. That speaks about it, sort of sheds some light on what we're doing, what we're about. I think having knowledge about it is really important. Obviously download the song. The proceeds are going towards the NGOs on the ground in Darfur and raising awareness. Having a song with the name Darfur in the charts is going to open up this conflict and what's happening there to thousands and thousands of people, and that's what needs to happen. Governments will act when they realise that there's a massive global awareness campaign going on.
We must try
living.
The opening track, Shake Your Limbs, has also a big message in it.
Yeah, Shake Your Limbs was written a week before Israel went to war with Lebanon, and we were there playing a couple of shows, and it captures the vibe, the atmosphere, the fact that a lot of the people that we met and hung out with there were directly or indirectly affected by the Troubles, and you know, this is something that we feel strongly about saying on the record, and we did that.
It seems like meeting people is your major source of getting information on conflict situations. Are you also someone who reads a newspaper every day?
Yeah, definitely. I'm always combing through the headlines. Unfortunately, Darfur isn't getting a fraction of the media coverage that it should now. But yeah, no, I open myself up to a lot of different things and try and be as widely read as possible. Obviously, with the schedule that we've got, that's kind of difficult.
Do you think an artist has a big responsibility in using his music to bring forward a message, to bring across a message?
Only if they feel comfortable with it. I like talking about it. It's something that features heavily in my life. It's something I feel strongly about, and it's something that's worked its way into my music. So I feel comfortable in that atmosphere, but I can understand why artists maybe would shy away from that.
Okay, so thank you very much. And what are you going to do tonight? You're in Brussels. It's a rainy, dark day. It's 10 o'clock in the evening. What are you going to do?
Well, I've got a few friends here actually, so they're probably going to take me out briefly, but I'm not up for anything crazy, I think.
Okay, enjoy.